Thank you for joining me for my first video in almost 2 years. You're just in time for a rebrand. Boy Shorts Productions is now officially Kid Tengu Video Buffet. But don't worry, this will still be a film technique and theory-based YouTube channel. This will still be my media classroom where I'll meander endlessly about things I've watched recently. This will still be a pants-themed channel. I've just been, rethinking things since my last video, and after deciding to adjust some of my filmmaking ambitions, a name change felt appropriate. Now, there's a lot of reasons why I'm retiring my Boy Shorts moniker, but before I get into all that, what was a Boy Shorts and what did it do?
Don't call girls names like dingus, you doofus. They're not gonna want to talk to you. Just don't call girls names like dingus, you doofus. They're not gonna want to talk to you.
Boy Shorts Productions was the name I gave myself when I moved to Austin, Texas to make short films. I wanted to follow in the footsteps of my 90s indie film heroes who got their own starts in Texas. Wes Anderson, Robert Rodriguez, Richard Linklater. As a teenager, I was just so inspired by these young, broke filmmakers who just willed their movies into existence, and through sheer grit, ingenuity, and desperation. The path of an indie filmmaker has always been both romantic and childish at the same time to me, and so calling myself the boy in Boy Shorts just felt appropriate, as I've wasted time and money to fulfill a childish dream, one that I'm way too stubborn to ever let go of. Maybe Boy Shorts also alludes to my childhood memories, mostly being framed around TV or camera somehow. This stretches all the way back to the days when I learned a huge chunk of my English from watching PBS and syndicated TV. It would go on into the years when my mom would take me to a rental store whenever I made good grades to pick out a tape for the weekend. And of course, Boy Shorts would extend to the dumb little short movies I would make with my dad's camera. My dad was one of those camera Asians. Our photo albums are full of vacation and holiday pictures for sure, but I remember more the little movies he'd make out of our home videos. Just hours hunched over 2 VCRs and eventually an editing rig to make cheesy music videos of my family. My family came to America from Vietnam in the 70s, and I think being refugees made my parents want to have pictures and videos of everything. It always felt like they were trying to document a lot of the memories to replace the ones they left behind in a home they lost. So my dad made a lot of tapes. I never had the closest relationship with my dad exactly, but I always liked sitting with him while he edited. It always felt like he was silently teaching me about his life and his America through pop culture and what he chose to remember of it. I suppose it all makes me want to tell stories about my slice of America. And that leads me to what I've been doing this whole time to support my struggling film career. Teaching high school.
Okay. No!
Yes, Del Valley High School. Things have been different ever since students have been coming back on campus this year. The classrooms are full, Sonic's making money again, the hallways are never boring, and Daniel, or as you know him as Mr. Doe, has been learning some new words just by eavesdropping in the hallway. Yeah, he listens to y'all's conversations. After we told Mr. Doe that he shouldn't be calling us simps, he decided
I gotta be honest with you. I guess I was initially drawn to education because of the summers off. But it didn't take me long to realize that I actually enjoy working with teenagers and young adults. Most of my time with high schoolers has been spent bouncing back and forth between teaching special ed and English language arts. But I had one really memorable special year where I taught audiovisual production classes. I treated it like a film school, and my students and I did so much awesome work that I'm still proud of. I loved being able to dork out about movies and encourage teens to tell their own stories. My students are a huge part of why I want to talk about movies here, and most of Boys Shorts Film School revolves around lessons I wish I had learned when I first started making movies. Lessons that I wish I got to teach my students before I kind of broke from the burden and stress I experienced teaching in Texas.
I'm recording you, Mr. Joe. This is your message to the world.
Oh.
Can you get it for me? I think your phone's hanging out of your ear. I know.
That being said, I'm still a high school teacher these days, but that's a story for another time. For now, just know that this channel is my classroom, and you're always welcome here as long as you're open to the idea that there's always something to learn from watching movies. So the next time you watch one of my video essays on filmmaking and film theory, just know that my intention is to tell you the same thing I would tell my student, any student in my classroom. I want to see your movies, and I want to help you find the tools and conversations you need to finish it.
Wait, Mr. Joe, do you remember when you were weirdly obsessed with that stupid hot dog?
That's the purpose of Boys Shorts Film School, which will continue as a series after a long hiatus. But wait, you can't forget about the Pants of Tomorrow. Besides Boys Shorts Film School coming back, I'm also excited to introduce several new series. Between the Seams is a project I'm especially excited about. It's an upcoming docu-series about the inspiring people I meet as I bounce around the country trying to figure out how exactly to make a documentary about my dad. You see, I really want to make a documentary about my dad one day. But in the meantime, I'm just procrastinating by gathering a bunch of practice interviews with musicians, artists, teachers, and other friends I end up meeting while I explore what exactly I want to say about my dad. Between the Seams will be the little stories I pieced together during this journey, and I'm looking forward to sharing those with you. In Your Pocket is another series I'm excited to launch that is coming out sooner. In fact, here's the first episode right now. I've mentioned in the past that I don't want this channel to be a cynical movie review one, so In Your Pocket is going to be a quick movie recommendation series, a space where my friends and I talk about movies that have been on our minds recently. Like that Flintstones movie with John Goodman. I saw this on VHS last year with my buddy Jordan. I think we were both expecting to hate watch it. But we didn't hate it. Now, if you don't remember the early 90s very well, Jurassic Park really ramped up Hollywood's thirst for dinosaurs. There was an excessive amount of dino content flooding the markets back then.
Oh, Michael, what have they done to you? I miss you so much.
But Steven Spielberg's involvement with the Flintstones movie as a producer makes this movie stand out a little. Flintstones almost feels like a glimpse into an alternate timeline 90s movies could have taken if practical effects had evolved instead of CGI. Sure, there are CG dinosaurs in the Flintstones, but they aren't anywhere close to the quality seen in Jurassic Park. Instead, I think the real heart and imagination of this movie is found in the animatronics and puppets. Jim Henson's Creature Shop worked on most of the creatures, and there's just some real Muppet-level charm and imagination on full display in the Flintstones. That effort also shows in the set and prop design. Someone in the 90s was hired to build window blinds made out of stone, and that's just from the first minute of the movie. I had fun just looking at this dumb thing. Also worth mentioning is the surprisingly stacked cast. John Goodman and Rick Moranis make such a great pair together, and I'm kind of bummed that this is the only movie that they've been in with each other. And Kyle MacLachlan and Halle Berry, definitely at their peak ripeness here. Elizabeth Taylor is in this too as Fred Flintstone's mother-in-law. This happened to be the first movie I saw her in, so Flintstones is always going to be my Elizabeth Taylor movie. Have you ever heard that urban legend about Elizabeth Taylor escaping 9/11 on a road trip with Michael Jackson and Marlon Brando? Because of the Flintstones, I guess I've just always imagined the three of them as cavemen pedaling furiously away from Ground Zero in their caveman cars. Okay, so none of this is going to make me pretend that the 1994 Flintstones movie is a good movie. It's really stupid, but it at least seems to know that it's stupid. These special effects were really neat for their time. And in all fairness, this movie feels exactly like what you'd expect a live-action Flintstones movie to be. And that's what I want In Your Pocket to be all about. Instead of talking about whatever A24 or Marvel movie is trending at the time, I want the series to feel more like we're hanging out at a rental shop or a thrift store. Real casual, check this shit out kind of series. And it won't be just me flapping my gums. In Your Pocket will also feature my friends and guests as well. We're looking forward to it. I love doing the research, writing, and editing for my Boy Shorts Film School video essays, but they take so long for me to produce. I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been working on one particular video essay on and off for 2 years now, and I felt so guilty this entire time for not letting myself work on other projects. Giving myself more ways to ramble online is my excuse to film and edit more frequently, and hopefully be able to engage with you and my friends more often. Kid Tengu Video Buffet is my fresh start to do the same old bullshit I've always been up to, just more frequently. Also, calling myself Boy Shorts as I'm nearing 40 feels kinda strange. I figure calling myself Kid instead buys myself another 10 years, at least.